Welcome back to the It's Time podcast. We always do the same
inflection at the end. It's Time podcast.
It's just like the proper way to say it at this point. I'm Mariah, that is Cailey, and welcome to the show. Today's episode is going to be not too long, not too short, perfect.
It's going to be perfect.
It's going to be a sweet one. And it is in honor of Pride Month! Pride Month! If you're new, I feel like, don't I look so dark in the camera?
Yeah, you do.
I wonder if I actually am that dark.
And I look so light.
Yeah, it looks like you're in like a...
Oh.
It's like the angel and the devil.
What if we do this?
Let some light in. I'm sure it's fine. Whatever. But if you're new here, this is the podcast. It's called It's Time.
This is the podcast.
And it's called It's Time. And if you don't know, we also have a group called the Portland Girls, Gays, and Theys. So Pride and the LGBTQ plus community is very important to us. I am a part of the community. Cailey's an ally.
Ally!
I just wasn't expecting it. I was like so in my thought.
I thought for sure you were expecting that.
Like I didn't even say it in that wording on purpose. Ally. Oh my god, I cannot stop doing me.
Oh, the baby. At first I was like, the fuck are you talking about?
I work out. I have like it's not like a personal trainer, but the type of workout I do, you have like a one-on-one, so it is like a trainer. But like halfway through my workout, I randomly was like, me. And I was just like, oh shit, are you on TikTok? He was like, the 4 Seasons baby? I was like, yes.
Sometimes I say TikTok quotes to my children thinking they'll get them, and then they don't. What did I say the other day? Can't remember. But I'm like, nobody? No one? Really? That's it? Sometimes my high school
you were like, that would have killed if you watched
If only you knew.
That would have, yeah. Sorry, tangent already.
Oops.
Skirt. What was I saying before I...
Ski. You're in the community. I'm an ally.
So we thought, since this is the first episode into Pride Month, that we do a Pride episode. Oh no, this is going to be a giggly one.
Oh
no.
Okay, well, tell us about your story.
Oh, I feel like I'm suddenly on Oprah.
Tell us about your story.
Oh my god, remember when the Oprah Justin Bieber interview came out and it was like a huge deal?
I actually don't think I remember that.
Oh my god, I remember being like the first in-depth interview with this troubled star. It was when he was in his like
this troubled young man.
His era where like, oh my god, he was smoking weed.
Whoa, I don't remember that.
And everyone in the media was like, troubled.
Bad boy.
Weed. He actually did have some drug problems though.
Yes.
So
it was not just the weed.
He definitely did. But it was like the first time he was like, she was like, so can you own up to your mistake? Like drilling him, and it was really intense. So I feel like that was like a moment.
In time?
Yeah, but maybe it's
Apparently
random.
I need to go watch it.
But my coming out story.
It's just like Justin Bieber getting caught doing drugs.
Yeah. I feel like I'm getting grilled. Just like him.
So tell us. So tell us more, Louie.
Okay. Do you want to tell your coming out story?
I would believe it, honestly.
I don't know what it is about, like, any type of black cat. They're British to me. I just can only imagine them being like, oh, I don't know what he would call us. Madame. God.
Madame.
Like, oh.
Yank.
Every time we do the podcast, he has to, like, put on a show.
He has to be in here. He does the same thing when I'm in therapy.
I wonder
he just
why.
Doesn't like when the attention is not on him. He fully will be sleeping in the other room. I will sit in here. I'll log onto my computer. He'll like hear the little doorbell. My therapist comes in the meeting room. Ding, ding. And then it's like, Here he is. And he's always naughty, too. At least during the podcast, he's well behaved.
If I'm ever at home doing a meeting, Salem has to, like, walk in front of the camera.
I've seen that if you get them, like, little mini laptops. They like that. They don't like the computer thing. I don't know what it is.
They don't like us looking at something and talking to it.
Yeah.
That's, like, not...
And it's not me?
Yeah.
Anyways,
or he thinks that we're just... Yeah, fuck. God. See, we don't even really need topics. We just can...
So true. We can just fill time.
We really can. It's kind of alarming. Or really skillful.
Yeah.
We're never bored.
Add it to the resume. We really aren't. Here's the thing. We're so fucking fun. It's actually unreal. And I was thinking about this the other day. I think it was inspired by a TikTok that was like, you know, when girls go out on dates and they're like, oh, that was fun. Like, I don't like them, but that was fun. And then it's like, oh, wait, no. Like, I'm fun.
I'm fun.
I'm fun.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about that, and I was like, well, maybe that's, like, all in my head. Maybe I'm not actually fun. But I'm sorry, I am. Like, what?
Yeah.
We're so much fun.
We really are.
We just know how to have a good time.
Where do I begin? First off, do we need to do any catch-ups? Before I start.
I think it was a pretty uneventful week for me. Did anything happen to you this week?
Well,
Anything new, exciting?
Well, I got my second round of my tattoo removal, and I know I've showed on here before, but I'm not gonna pull it out right now.
Whip it out.
But I did the second one, and I did it with no numbing, and it wasn't that bad.
Badass.
It really just wasn't that bad. I swear it was. I swear you'd be fine.
Oh, I know. I'd be fine now.
Just
I know I'll be fine.
I don't know. I just don't think it was bad at all. Like, I could have done that for a while. But if it was in, like, a different spot, maybe?
I'm picturing what it feels like. This is a very niche experience. Questioning saying this out loud, but I'm going to. I'm imagining it's the same feeling as when you're getting laser hair removal in your bum.
Okay. I kind of thought we were heading in this direction.
Because everywhere else, it just feels like a little snap. But back there, it's like, woo!
Do you jump?
Yes, actually. Then I'm like, sorry. And they're like, it's fine. Everybody does it.
It's like one of those things that you can't control. It's like a literal
like
reaction.
Actual reflex.
Reflex, that's the word.
Yeah. Anyways.
Someday I'm going to have to experience that for myself.
Someday you will.
Yeah, probably.
I gotta go back and get a touch-up.
Probably. So you don't think that hurts?
Laser hair removal?
Yeah.
I would say it's more uncomfortable than a hurt.
Yeah. I think that would be what I would say, too. For the laser tattoo removal.
Us and our lasers.
Lasers.
So bougie.
Honestly, it was kind of nice. I don't know why I'm like that. I'm like that with tattoos, though, too. So. I said that at my appointment. And I said that to him. I'm just like at my gym, too. I was like, trauma. Because I was talking. I'm really funny. I think we're funny.
I think we're funny.
Mm.
I don't think I'm funny. I think I'm weird.
It's a team effort.
It is a team effort, honestly.
That's funny.
You give a little something, I give a little something.
Hey.
We get a laugh.
Yeah, we're really good as a pair, like, out with people.
We are, though.
Actually, I think that's why we do well in Europe. Because we're like witty when we're together.
Oh, I wish I was witty on my own. I like being witty with you, but
I'm pretty witty.
Witty is like, you are. You're quick-witted. I'm 20 minutes later witted. I'm in the shower witted. I'm like, oh, this would have been a funny thing to say. I am not quick-witted. And that's like in my head, that's the greatest compliment. Like, if I say someone's witty, oh my God. Like, Rachel.
Oh, Rachel's
witty
so
as
witty.
fuck.
Yeah. In, like, a different way than me.
Yeah.
I'm witty with, like, flirting.
Yeah, you are witty with flirting.
She's witty with
William,
being funny, just overall.
Witty.
Yeah, same with being funny.
I'm drawn to witty people.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh my god. Anyways,
Oh my
your
God.
coming out story.
This is so all over the place, but how fitting. So, where to begin? I had my first experience with a girl. Like, I don't know. Might as well just dive.
That was not where I was expecting you to begin. But honestly important to the story.
I honestly think it matters.
Because in the moment, you had a different perception.
Oh, yeah. My first experience with a girl was when I was 12, 13. Trauma. And the girl was like 16. A little strange.
Red flag.
Anyways, that was my first experience, but I did not think I was gay at all. I was like, she told me that that's what.
Well, you didn't explain what you were doing with the girl.
Do I need to?
Wasn't the whole point like practice?
Yeah, I was getting there.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was about to say. That's
Ruin the punchline.
No, that's what I was about to say. Because she would always be like, oh, like, we're practicing for boys. I feel like this is a canon event for a lot of people. I feel like it is. And behind an abandoned grocery store. Yeah. My 13, 14 was an interesting time. But I just was like, okay, yeah, like this is just what you do. And then I was like straight for all of high school. Yeah, that was like the weirdest quote I've ever done.
I was straight. You.
I know, the sound. We always end up doing that, something like that. So I was straight for high school and college. And then COVID happened. And I know so many people came out during COVID. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
It was such a beautiful, COVID was not wonderful, but
it was a time of self-discovery.
it was, for a lot, we've talked about this, like, we always feel guilty because we actually had, like, a really transformative time during COVID. Like, it was
a very positive time for us.
Yeah, and beautiful in a lot of ways, but when we say that, we're not speaking about the horrific things that were actually going on.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of,
obviously,
2020
yes.
was a shit year for a lot of reasons. But, yeah, so a lot of people came out. Remember when it was a thing on TikTok and people would post to Sweater Weather by the neighborhood?
Yes!
And that's how people would come out as bi. Specifically, it was how you came out as bi. That was, like, the bi anthem in 2020. And everyone was coming out, like, all the influencers coming out as bi.
Yeah.
That was such an era.
It was a time.
But people overall were coming out. And I don't know who I came out to first. I never really, like, came out. I would just, like, start talking about it, like, casually. I would never, like, announce it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was with my cousins in Hood River, and there's this really cute bartender, and, like, I just was like, oh, my God, I think she's so hot. And my cousins were like, oh, yeah, oh, my God. And then, like, there was never a,
yeah,
I'm bi or I identify as pan. Well, I actually identify as queer. But at the time I was like, oh, yeah, I'm bi or whatever. And no one ever questioned it. And then when it was with you, it was with a few of our other friends at the time. And someone was like, wait, Mariah, are you bi? And I was like, yeah. And then everyone was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. When we were at
Carver.
Yeah.
And then there was
just
like
placing myself.
and then there was just like a few questions, like they were just curious about a few things. I guess I was just like, yeah, I don't know, like whatever. And then was it like Halloween time?
Mm-hmm. Because we were coming back from the pumpkin patch and Halloween time.
Between like the summer, like late summer and Halloween, I was kind of in the mindset of like, yeah, I know I'm bi, but I don't really need to tell anyone about it. Like I have no want to tell my family at all. I was like, I think I even said like, I'll probably never even tell them. Like they don't even need to know. Like what if I started dating a girl? What was I going to do? What was my thought at the time? And then I don't know what switched. Like I don't remember I just remember being like, one day I was like, I'm annoyed and I want people to know that this is like who I am.
You were just like in a fuck it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is so annoying. Like, why do I need to come out? How annoying. Like, I don't want to have to like sit someone down and tell them. Like, I feel like that's so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Straight people don't have to do that. And
Mom,
but at the
Dad,
same, yeah,
I like boys.
oh yeah, but I also was annoyed because no one in my family has been out, so it wasn't like someone else in the family that I seen like what they did or whatever.
Yeah,
I would have been like the first gay person in the family.
the first gay.
And so I was like, but I also want them to know because I don't know. And so I was like, oh, I'll just go on Instagram, post it. Everyone will know at once. Then I like don't want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if anyone wants to talk about it, no, I'm not talking about it.
Yeah, that was your big point of like, well, I don't have to say anything to anyone.
Now it's just out there. So I did like a full-on Instagram post. It was like pictures of me at the pumpkin patch. I don't think it's on there anymore.
They're cute pictures. Why would you take that off?
I took like a lot of things off. I go through stages where I like archive and then bring things back. It depends on my mood. It just wasn't fitting my aesthetic at that time. Yeah, it was like pictures of me and I was like, I'm bi. And then my phone blew up. Is there anything else to this story?
I do remember you talking about how you were really not worried doesn't feel like the right word, but you were thinking a lot about some of the family members that would see your post and how knowing that they are less open-minded.
Yeah, and it's still like that. I definitely have a strain in that side of my family. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. But thank fuck. I don't want to fucking pretend.
Yeah. It's like when you find out someone likes Trump. Like, I don't need to be close with you.
I've seen what I needed to see.
Exactly.
I did have like a little coming out party because I had been seeing so many people on TikTok make cakes. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. That's so fun. So it wasn't like a party. I said this to someone
We were really drunk that night.
I said this to someone at the picnic and they were like, a party in COVID? I'm like, oh no. It was like my mom, my aunt, you.
Yeah.
It was like I think everyone had their small
pod.
COVID group of like people that you trusted to be smart and test themselves and like do all the steps. And that was like the only people you saw. So it was just that. It was like a small group, but it was really fun.
And it was like right when things started to
it wasn't in the no one did anything for like the first 2 months at least.
Yeah.
Maybe even longer. And yeah, we got super, super drunk. It was so
very drunk.
Fun. And
very
there
drunk.
was cake smashing into faces and it was a good time. But that's pretty much my coming out story. Honestly, it wasn't anything crazy. I don't think it needs to be. Also, you do not need to come out if you don't want to. And if you want to, that's totally up to you when it's time. Like, I just hate that there's this, oh, come out when you're ready. Like, oh, I don't want to come out.
Yeah.
This is just who I am. Why do I need to announce it? And no one should be shocked if I pull up with whoever.
Yeah.
You know? So, I'm happy with my coming out. My sexuality has, like, been fluid over the years of, like, I'm bi, I think I'm pan, I'm just, like, queer, whatever. I like everyone, you know? But I think that's what it should be. Mm-hmm. Well, that doesn't need to be like that, but, you know.
That's what it should be. And if it's not, you're raw.
For me, it's like, that's exactly my experience, you know? So, So, yeah.
Well, and honestly, that, like, I feel like that fits your personality so well of, like, you just go through eras.
Oh, yeah. I'm such a Pisces. It's just so true to me.
Okay, so we've got some good coming out stories.
We're going to share some Reddit coming out stories with y'all.
This one says, my friend was outed when his parents caught him with a mouthful of his boyfriend in the backyard pool. His dad, who was carrying a huge tray of plants, in parentheses, perennials, from Home Depot,
Love the details.
heard his wife gasp. When he looked up and saw his son, he dropped the entire tray into the pool and proceeded to freak out about the fact that they'd have to somehow get all the dirt out.
Well, it's memorable.
They were fine with their son being gay, but were more than shocked at how they found out. The dad literally cared more about cleaning the pool.
The pool specifically, not what they saw.
Yeah.
I think in that situation, it's like, it doesn't matter who you're with. It's just what happened.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's kind of a funny way to look back at that story. Like, I don't give a shit who you're with. You fucked up the spot.
Yeah. It's a long one. Let's see if it's good. Okay.
Let's take the risk.
We're going to find out. My brother, who was 16, played football, had long hair, grew a beard, and did a lot of other manly stuff.
Grew a beard.
But sometimes he would talk or stand in a way that would make you question if he was straight or not. We never really talked about it until Thanksgiving, when he accidentally drank 2 entire bottles of cheap wine. Whether it was intentional or not, I don't know. But apparently he thought it was grape juice, and he acted horrified when he found out it was wine. Story's getting interesting.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
He had... Grape juice does not taste like that.
No.
He had never had alcohol before. He took a 5-hour nap and got up right before the whole family and relatives
is he in high school?
were about to sit down to eat. 16.
Okay, 16.
Now, he's a really big guy. No, like really big. I'm talking 6'7", almost 650 pounds in only his sophomore year of high school.
650?
Whoa, you're a big dude. 2 bottles of wine, you should be fine.
Wait, 650?
650.
How do you play football?
I don't know.
That's not right.
It can't be right.
That's not right.
So just based on his age and the size of his body alone, we were all worried about his heart because he had problems in the past when he found out he would eat too much sugar or we would watch a scary movie or something, etc. But he came down and he was fine for the most part. He was a little drunk and breathing really heavy, and I asked him if he wanted to go back up and sleep more, but he said he was fine. He was drinking water and going to the bathroom constantly, so by the time dinner was over, he was basically worn out as much as he would have been after a football game. Then, out of nowhere, he leans his head on his hands in a flirtatious way and looks across the table at the friend of one of our male cousins and says, "You're cute." I don't remember.
Okay.
What do you think he looked like? Put his hands on his face in a flirtatious way.
Like Benedict Bridgerton in that one scene. You know what I'm talking about? He's like,
Yes.
yeah.
I don't remember much, but I'm guessing you can tell that it was extremely awkward. I had to leave at one point because the tension was just too much. Everything stopped. Everybody turned and looked at him, and then our parents, and then at him again. I just put my head down and tried to hide. But after dinner, we all got in the car, went home, and I found out that he got the guy's number. And that they're dating now, so good for him.
Wait, okay.
Oh,
Go off.
shit. Tension at the
Okay.
table, not cool.
Shoot your
but end of the
shot.
Story.
Shoot your shot.
You're cute.
You're cute.
Damn. That's crazy.
Honestly, coming out that way is not bad. My family would probably just laugh and then talk about it privately after.
If I were gay, I would...
You look so French.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm testing out a Europe outfit today. That would be how I would want to come out, is just like casually just saying something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to like have this
That's
sit
kinda
down
what I did.
conversation. Yeah.
Oh, and that bartender girl, it worked out. Didn't add that in from earlier.
It did work out. Uh-oh. I saw the word Catholic. Here we go. So my first girlfriend and I met in high school and started dating when we were 15. This was 1999, and being gay at an all-girls Catholic school was definitely not cool. And while her parents were super supportive, my mom was awfully homophobic, and so we dated in secret. This went on quite well, as we were careful and hung out mostly at her place, but my mom also worked a lot, so one day we were at my place, and my mom had been gone for over an hour, and we started making out, and one thing led to another. And before long, we decided having a shower together would be hot. So we got in the shower, and while we were figuring out that shower sex wasn't as fun as movies made it out to be, we hear the front door. All our clothes are in my bedroom, and then my mom knocks on the door. Then she opened it. Now, while you couldn't exactly see through the shower screen as it was frosted glass, you could definitely see there was 2 very naked and very gay teenagers in there. And without saying a word, she shut the door and never mentioned it again. Don't know if that really counts as coming out as much as it was getting caught in the act, but that's definitely how my mom found out, even if she refused to acknowledge it. Honestly, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't want you to acknowledge me. Close the door. Let's pretend it didn't happen.
Honestly, that's... I was trying to think, like, couldn't you play that off of you and your friend just in the shower together?
No.
So that wasn't normal to do? I've showered with so many of my friends.
I feel like that's a hard sell, though.
Oh.
I feel like emotionally, to be able to, like, snap out of it and make that, like, quick but calm
it's
turn
more so,
into,
like
oh,
it's more so, like, the energy in the room. Like,
exactly.
Than the physical.
Than the actual act of being in the shower.
Yeah.
Okay. Me, 19, met up with a guy, 28, with purpose of just hooking up and having fun. We spent most of the time just talking and cuddling and both felt like there could be something more going on. He had to go back to his city the next day, 250 kilometers from my place. Don't know what that means. Don't know kilometers.
No.
Far? Close? Not sure. To get to work, but we both liked each other so much that he postponed everything so we could spend another night. After that, I felt heartbroken that he had to go, so I asked him if we could spend more time at my home and say farewells there. I suggested that because my mother, who lives with me, was supposed to be at the hospital with her brother until evening. So we spent 2 hours in my room, and then we walked down the staircase so he could get to his car. Just when I opened the door, we see my mother and uncle on the street. It turned out that they mixed up dates, and they were supposed to go to the hospital on the same day, but the next month. I felt like my heart stopped beating. I totally panicked, and when she welcomed us and asked who the man standing next to me was, I said that he is my friend from college. He laughed his ass off after that comment because he looks nowhere near my age.
Huh?
She went up the stairs to our house, and after calming down a little, I told my mate that I'm going to tell her. He got really nervous at first because he wasn't sure what exactly I am planning to tell her. Anyways, he went on, and I came back to my home and told her that he is not a friend from college. He's a man I had a date with, and we really like each other. I cried because I always thought my family was homophobic, but she totally accepted me, and we had a long and open conversation, which really uplifted me. Long story short, my whole family accepted me with no trouble, nor had any trouble with the age gap between me and my then not yet boyfriend. Me and him had a long-distance relationship for almost a year. And another positive, I skipped this part in the story earlier, but they were supposed to be at the hospital because his uncle had cancer, and his uncle survived. Woo!
Woo! Wow, great story.
That was a nice one.
That was cute.
That was cute. I would...
The best is when no one really reacts. That's the best response, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
When people are like,
okay.
Yeah, like, cool.
Figured. Yeah, I asked you and Quincy this a couple weeks ago. I was like, is that rude that that's like my response? Like, well, yeah. Or like, I knew.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
I feel like some people like that and some people don't.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's either like validating. I don't know. I guess it depends on your internalized shit. But yeah, happy Pride. Hope you enjoyed this chaotic episode.
Classic us.
Yeah. It's on brand. It's on theme. But thank you for listening or watching the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah. That is Cailey. We have new episodes every Wednesday. Follow us on TikTok at itstimepod and Instagram at Portland Girls, Gays, and Theys to join the group. To be a part of the community.
Community. That was a good pop.
That was my knuckle, and I didn't even do it on purpose. Wow. Thank you.